Hey everybody, it is Son of Beast and Terry Crews here. Welcome to another NHL 26 on EA Sports. The next matchup, as we're ready to determine for the next game, the Vegas Golden Knights are facing against the Carolina team at Raleigh, North Carolina, the Hurricanes. One of the biggest matchups after the last season loss against the Nashville Predators for the Nashville Showdown. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, they had made their win against the Minnesota Wilds. Now it's their time to head on the road and see what happens going back to the East Coast. Tonight's starting players are right in the range as we start off the Vegas Golden Knights, as Schmid will be the starting goaltender for the Vegas Golden Knights. Starting off from here for the team is Jack Eichel. He makes the elite edges with the tape-to-tape zones and unstoppable. Along with the other team, Mitch Marner, the transfer from Toronto Maple Leafs, he makes the elite edge, ascendant, and the tape-to-tape zones. Then the captain player is Mark Stone. He is the born leader to make the energizing action and the quick picks. Then Noah Hannafin, who makes the elite edges and ascendant pass. Shea Theodore from the elite edges also does this pressure and ascendant pass. Ivan Barbashev was the one with the quick release that makes the quick deceptive shots. Then it's Rasmus Andersson, the second wine, and it's no contest ability. Then we have is Tomas Hertl, quick release and quick draw. And then it was Pavel Dorofeev, the same thing that does for Tomas Hertl with the quick release as well with pressure. Then it's Braden McNabb, a relentless on the shoulder checks that makes it easy to do anything. Then it's William Karlsson, the quick picks of the effortless interceptions and pickups. Then we have is Jeremy Lauzon from the Nashville Predators transfer, another true lenses on a hit. And finally is Alex Pietrangelo. He's not always to make a shutdown, but he makes it send it, stick him up, and quick picks. Now let's send the other way to the Carolina Hurricanes. Boosie is a starting goaltender for the Hurricanes. We start things off with Sebastian Aho with the big tipper, quick picks, and no contest. Jacob Slavin also has the same thing, but has a warrior resilience and stick-em-up ability. Seth Jarvis has a tape-to-tape zones with a big tipper. Nikola Ehlers with the wheels and quick release. Shane Gostisbehere with only one T and send it pass. Then Andrei Svechnikov without the lacrosse move, he also does the quick release and the big rig. Then we have is Keandre Miller, a transfer from the New York Rangers who makes it fast to skate on wheels and a send it pass. Then it's Logan Stankoven from the Dallas Stars. He makes a quick release and the spark plug. Then across is Jordan Staal, quick draw and the warrior. And last but not least is Jordan Martinook. It's spark plug and no contest. Well, that's it for the lineups for now. Now sitting in by, I have is LJ. He's sitting along with Chris, and the center of the ice zone I have is Balloon. And we'll be back with you shortly for the intermission and the post-game show. Time to get settled. Knights, Canes, next on EA Sports. It's a big night here in Lenovo Center. Hi everybody, I'm LJ and I'm here with Chris and Baloo from the Center Ice in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's hockey time. Big game here in Raleigh, North Carolina, where East meets West. Frozen biscuit is dropped and we are underway in Raleigh, North Carolina. All field players are filled up and ready to go. Starting goaltender for the Golden Knights is Schmid, and for the Hurricanes, it will be Frederik Andersen. As you'll have it stopped up at the first save of the night, you'll get ready to get things on. And as for one of the biggest players, that's Boosie, we'll see him next part of the game here for the game of the night, and he'll be ready to be playing up against the next team on the opponent runs. The better, the more, the better team. I got a little bit of a quick hustle out there, Lawrence, and you're spotting that one on, and you're just looking it off with a big hit. That's where it's going to come in after the face-off. That really is going to make that one a hard chain. Ivan Barbashev will start it off here for the wing, and you'll have it over, caught by a release, and Seth Jarvis with the rebound. He was sent over to Nathan Walker, who sets it over to Miller. Keandre Miller sets it over to Svechnikov. Svechnikov slows things down a little bit, trying to keep moving around, and now finds it over to Walker. Walker now finds again to Miller. Keeps moving the puck, now finding Jarvis. Jarvis shots blocked, rebounded by Walker. Now send it over to Keandre Miller. Keeping the line changing up here for the Hurricanes as they keep on moving the puck around. Now it's back to Jarvis. Here's a shot. Big save by Schmidt. And it's over to rebounded again by Svechnikov. Here's another one to Keandre Miller. Now sends it over to Walker. Svechnikov shot. That one is kicked off and it's rebounded by Mark Stone. Vegas Golden Knights are back in the offense zone. This one will send it over to Jeremy Lazan to Barbashev. Kick pad save by Frederick Anderson. Anderson's been really able to get all of his nice on the best chance. That's really a nicest on the goal. You have no chance. When you have that big round range, you have that pad save. It's a big shutdown. Blake on the backhand, stopped by Aiden Hill. That will be a replacement here. And without Schmidt, that will be off, and we'll be able to see him for the next game of the night. You see how well he handles. Puck is shot and ready to go. Here in the center gliding. And Logan Stengelman wins the faceoff. He will now send it over to Jacob Slavin, and you'll have it again to Logan Stengelman. Stengelman. Got a little bit of a slick back here. Now finds over to Slavin. Chatfield has it over to Slavin. Good stick lift by Pavel Dorfiev. He'll have that first turnover. Poked it by Chatfield. That sends right around the net over to Jacob Slavin. I'll send it over to Taylor Hall. Carolina back in the offensive zone. He gets a little bit of a smack down here, and it's rebounded by Smith. He cuts it over to Dorfiev. Dorfiev lost that one. This one will be a rebound here in the zone. A pass to Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner shot. Glove save over in net. And rebounded by Del Fiore. Anderson gets it off. Another huge save by Frederick Anderson. Slavin now finds it over to Chatfield. Chatfield now finds it again at Hall. Hall sends it over to Blake. Blake will slow things down here. Now they'll send it again to Dr. Stair. On a shot for deflection. That one is carried into the wall and rebounded by Taylor Hall. And Aaron can never communication when you're talking about this. If there's a little bit of big deflection, that's where you need to be set in there. Taylor Hall has been wandering off already because this is where we need to get it off to a start. He said to his team, this is what we need to do. This is the pass perfectness again. He scores! Taylor Hall has got his first goal of the game against the Golden Knights. And that one puts it in front and it starts 1-0. Now look at that one-plus play over there. You see this drive? That is where that Taylor Hall is really going to get up to it. And what Nate Schmidt really is, if there was something was going to happen with Aiden Hill, his percentage was not going to be easy enough. That misclick was being played, and then he just had it lost. I thought this was a big save, and he really had to kick it out. There was no reason how that happened, because that first goal is a good start for Taylor Hall. Transfer from Chicago Blackhawks as he scored over the first lead of the night. He was wonderful. You know, I gotta say about this one for Taylor Hall, he's really like getting it all to a new space. No contest ever. That was really a nice good performance on the shot. That's the first goal of the night. With a 1-0 lead, here's Carolina. And he finds over to Jordan Stahl. He now finds it over again to Gaudish Fair. It's to Eller. And Nikolai Eller now finding again to Gaudish Fair. Finding Eller again to Michigan. A Kishkin shot. Big save made by Aiden Hill. Tomas Hurdle sends it over to Kelser. Hurdle takes that one back as we're under 15 minutes remaining in the first period. He'll dump that out. And we're in the zone and it's Kishkin. Kishkin now finds it over to Jordan Stahl. Stahl watches carefully. Now finds to Martinup. Martinup give it over to Eller. Eller's shot. That one is blocked up and it's rebounded by Martinup. Martinup scrum along the boards. Rebounded by Jacob Slavin. He has it again to Nikishkin. Finds it over to Slavin. Keeps moving again by Nikishkin as they keep moving the puck around to Martinup. No contest on the ability. Looking for Martinuk's first goal of the game. And they're playing against the other team of the Vegas Golden Knights. The last time he got it was in the playoffs. They made us another great first goal to have that one started. But the first range is a little bit of a quick on them. I'll talk more about it before Jordan Martinup in the middle of the period. And now sending over to center ice, I will now send over Ace Balloon to start off for one of the best ones of the players for the Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho.
Thanks, folks. Sebastian Aho had really made one of his use of an alternative captain. It's great range from Jordan Stahl, and he makes it a one-use change. The one team made that one unstoppable on the force. I'm pretty sure that one of the head coaches are saying, this is the team that we need to do for. This is where we have to start. Gotta make a commitment out of it. Whatever we have to do for is keep going in motions. This is a big attack, good fellas. Let's keep it going. And there we went. I'll talk more about the coach and see what he has against him. Looking for his first part of the assist here for Sebastian, and he might have it all. Let's see how he handles. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Balloon. Now back over to Slave, and you now find Svechnikov. Svechnikov fires up and around the net, and this one will now carry over to Vegas Golden Knights. It's turned over by Svechnikov. Finds Chatfield, and it's given over by Barbashev. Fast line break, one-on-one, shot. Oh, he missed one wide over the net, and it's rebounded by Svechnikov.
Well, that's a great change afterwards, and just running on for Andrei Svechnikov. That's where it's going to get. That one is going to make a miss, and that's where Frederick Anderson was watching on that. He makes a quick time and reacts.
He finds Occo. Here's a shot, save made by Aiden Hill. Covers the puck in with only under a midway mark in the first period to cover it all. On the other side of it, we have his Mitch Marner. Back to Baloo.
Thanks, folks. About Mitch Marner, I was able to see his great effort and an alternative on the goal. This is where my start of it is going to be the great take. I'm pretty sure what Mitch Marner had to do for the last time he played for was Toronto Maple Leafs. And the last postseason was definitely coming up short and made it toward the end against the Ottawa Senators. It was the Battle of Ontario, but it wasn't easy enough to try to keep that emotion. Now their teams is expecting out of Mitch Marner to play for the Knights. Let's see how they can handle it all to keep moving in, guys.
Stankovic now finds it over to Blake. Blake on the shot. That one is stopped by Aiden Hill. Under 8:30 remaining in the first period, Carolina still with the 1-0 lead. Lots of time left to be played in this period. Still looking for a goal to try to keep up with a 2-0 lead. And for the Hurricanes, they've been one of the best one years in the Eastern Conference matchup.
Well, I got to say what this is going to make. I mean, they really can turn out really well. I think it's another bet. They might have to just keep on moving.
Blake shoots, saved by Aiden Hill. Rebounded by Keandre Miller. Again, Walker tries to watch in. Next on the balance is Keandre Miller. Back to Walker, and he have it over to Stankovic. Here's Blake. Back over to Walker. Walker, one-timer for Taylor Hall's shot. That one's missed up and wide, and it goes off the wall, and rebounded by Lazar. Given over by Blake. Mitch Marner takes it back. That one turns it over for another Vegas Golden Knights. Back in the Kane zone. Here's Dorfield. Dorfield lost that one. It's rebounded by Tomas Hertl. Shot's blocked, and it's given over by Blake. Hurricanes back in the offense zone. Blake will now set over. Miller shoots. Saved by Hill. Hill's going to get back to Shea Theodore with under 7 minutes. Tomas Hertl now sets it over to Jack Eichel. Eichel on chance in middle to Tomas Hertl with the crouch block down and rebounded by Tomas Hertl. Keandre Miller gets a piece. Now finds it over to Eller. Eller pass over, now finds it Stahl. Stahl rebounds it up by Walker. 6:10 remaining in the first period, but he will have it right around the net. Nicolas Ehlers now has it over again. Here's by Tom Martin, but shots blocked and rebounded by Stone. Stone now has to give it over to Hannafin. Hannafin passes over to Korzak. Korzak now finds it over to Stone. Stone fires it, saved by Frederick Anderson. Tomas Hertl try to watch the bounding, now finds it off to Hannafin. Here's a shot, Blake blocker on the stop, in front of his own, a slap shot. Walker now give it back over to Martinuk, he will have it again to Miller. Just past 5 minutes remaining in the first period in the game. Rebound by Martinuk. Martinuk with no contest ability gives it back again in Ishka. Here's Svechnikov's shot. Another big save on the pad by Aiden Hill and rebound by Korzak.
You know, that happens with Aiden Hill. He was really getting enough to a pace of this one. This is nowhere to be stopping that. That really denies the effort. That's a no zone.
Now it's back over to Hannafin, now finds it over to Mark Stone.
Well, I gotta say what happens with the block, that's really what they're gonna cause with this one to make that mess. That's really one of the biggest and the baddest on an angle, and there's not really much time if you're gonna get over into it. You have to make it clear.
Keandre Miller back to the offense zone. He now finds it over to Nikishkin. Looking down in now to 3:40 remaining. Sebastian Aho. Right outside, Jarvis shoots. Stop by Aiden Hill. Big chance on a stoppage and play with just only 3:21 remaining.
And you got to look at Jeremy Lauzon, and that is really where the big hit is going to come back in there. That's really what's going to make a mess on a defender. That's really been a great hit. Transfer from Nashville.
Flying with 2 face-off wins for Carolina as they're looking for a third face-off wins for Golden Knights. And a win for Anderson as the Golden Knights will have it over his own. They send a pass to Reinhardt. Reinhardt right in toward the middle. Tries to get right around for the through, and another stop. Great save by Frederick Anderson. Past the first 3-minute mark in the first period, as the puck is ready to get settled in and for another puck drop. Puck given win by Jakowski, and rebounded by Chatfield. He'll have it over to Jacob Slavin. Slavin. Oh, get a little bit of a nice Warrior attack motion. Now back in the zone is Kakienemy. Chatfield, one-time Slavin shoots, save right here. 2:23 remaining in the first period. Trying to get a 2-0 score in the first period. A lot of chance opportunity here for Carolina, but they're still trying to look for an answer, please. Now to win for the Vegas Golden Knights. Here's Jeremy Lazar to pass to Lazinski. Lazinski now right over toward the wing, and the pass right to Weingart on a shot. Never blocker saved by Frederick Anderson. Run it on the net. Rebounded by Jakowski. He goes down. Rebound by Robinson. A centerpiece over to Kakienemy. Kakienemy again to Chatfield on a shot. Close save by Aiden Hill. Now back to Shea Theodore. As he passed the 90-second mark in the first period, here's Lazinski. Pulls her shot. Stop by Frederick Anderson and right to Chatfield. That's a great reuse of it. The timing is effort for Anderson. You got to make it clear. Down to a final minute of the first period.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Hall watching the finally now find a Stapleton. Here's another one to Taylor Hall's shot. Saved made by Aiden Hill and rebounded by the Canes. Keeps moving around. Got his first shot. Blocked up and rebounded by Lazar. Keegan goes on the other way. Now has it to Barbashev. Barbashev shot. Great save made by the goaltender. Now he's got this fair. We'll have it again over the Hall. One last push here for Carolina before the end of the first period. Needs to shoot. Stengelman shots blocked. Rebounded up by Hall, and they'll get away with it. Hutton stops the puck, and now they'll end the first period. So it's one goal on the game. Taylor Hall deeps in zone, and it just goes right in the net. We'll be back in Raleigh, North Carolina for the second period. We'll be back after this. Hey everybody, welcome to the first intermission. As right now, the current set of a lead is no power plays being given between Vegas or Carolina. As we look at the major stats here for the action trackers, there's a lot of big shots in the range as we have some box scores and summaries right in the range. 14/10 with the shots on goal, and 6/4 was the face-off wins for Carolina. They're moving it really well, and deeply under penetrating, they're keeping an eye on the Raven. And with the coach's feedback, as we were talking about this strong game, it was a B- that we're doing it for. It got a good start afterward, but we're going to have to keep an eye on them for some strong defense. And then with the rest of the players here are the rest of the others, as with the 93/83 passing effectiveness for Carolina, and it was over 8/7 for Vegas Golden Knights on the hit. And now I will have the first intermission to have it start off with the feedback drawing from Terry Crews about the Carolina Hurricanes. What's your take on that? Well, I love the hustling making. For Carolina Hurricanes, they really are onto a great start. Keeping the play rhythm is that safe. I'm really super pleased of how they're playing it for. They're just keeping it well on their own. I think this is another great range we're going to keep an eyes on, so let's hope if we can get a goal. And now over to you there, Son of Beast, for Vegas Golden Knights. Well, Vegas Golden Knights had a great defense on the effort. No stopping there. I mean, this is going to be able to keep things from going from in and out, and they're really onto a good track. This is a good target afterwards, so we got to see how well they could do. And with the big miss here by Aiden Schmidt, or by Aiden Hill, and there might be a big change after that if Aiden Hill has an answer back. Let's hope if they keep things going. Yeah, I've got to say now, I mean, we got to see if they can get on the board. And with 4 winning gaming streaks in here, right in the range, as they won 2 games in a row from season 1 and 2, it was Vegas that lost against Chicago, and the other one with the Arizona, now referred as the Utah Mammoths of the Coyotes. We'll see how well they do as they will send it back to LJ for some more information for how this game summary has happened with the seasons back in Raleigh, North Carolina. That is it for the first intermission. We'll be back with you shortly for the second intermission. Let's send you back to Raleigh, North Carolina. LJ, all you. Welcome back, folks, as we're ready to get started for the second period in Raleigh, North Carolina. Puck drop, and we are set to go. Get back on ice. Everybody's refreshed, and here we go. Second period begins now. A big start of our first period here, Chris. I'm looking forward to seeing what gets into it. What is your status in this one, Ken?
Well, as Frederick Anderson, he's really making a nice on a save, and he's been kept up on a great start. This is a big effort when you're stopping on this one and by. I really am seeing things with the great stuff. And with how Brucey, I think this will be his next night for his game of this matchup to keep things from going. Let's see how he handles things in to get things off to a good start.
As Jack Eichel has it back. Oh, what a stop by Frederick Anderson. Eichel, he went down after it. Chalmers takes it back, and he rebounded by Svechnikov. Svechnikov on the attack, he fires that one around the net. And Sean Walker will take it over. He now has it again to Slavin. And he finds it over to Stankoven. He just gives it over to Walker. Walker passes Stankoven. Keep moving around the puck in the middle. Shea Theodore give that one back, and now back over again to Ivan Barbashev. Barbashev, nowhere to get through. Rebounded by Slavin. And back the other way for Carolina. Oh, a good carry in Carolina zone. That's going to smash the defenders. Yeah, that is really going to be bad. I was not really expecting how that is going to make a change. Stone shoots, glove save by Anderson. You'll get that freezing play with only 17:15 remaining in the second.
Now this big hit happened with Jack Eichel, and this is where he gets right into it. His unstoppable is making a boom. That's where it goes. That's Jack Eichel on the force attack.
Same thing with Jeremy Lauzon, and he's trying to get that force over into it to make that big unstoppable to have that one forced down. This is the big Trulensis and the big hitter for Jack Eichel. He has to watch himself clearly to make sure he doesn't get smacked.
Yeah, I'm betting on this one here. Everybody's got to watch out for Jack Eichel. He's on the top heavy on his own. Top players in base.
Stankoven, the pass over to Blake. Blake can't hold on. Rebounded by Taylor Hall. He now finds Nikishkin. Finds Blake. Blake shot. That missed wide. Rebounded up by the Golden Knights. It is on the other way. Passes off to Theodore. He looks over to Dorfield. That pass broken the other way. Got his spin. Now finds it over to Kishkin. And he'll have it to pass over to Stankoven. He looks over to Eller. Eller waits patiently right now. He will have it over to Stankoven to give him to Kishkin. Kishkin now finds to Martinuk. Martinuk pass to Eller. Eller wanting to make new line group of the change. And now this time we got a spear. Will help his teammate out. And now the rebound coming in. Oh, here comes the Kotkaniemi in the pass zone. Is broken up by Lazar. Kukowski will reset the zone. And now back the other way for Carolina. He'll have it over to Kukowski. No offside for Carolina. Robinson all the way down the other way. Down the bank pass. Now finds the pass to Goddesbeer. Goddesbeer now pass to Kikishkin. Kikishkin shot. Glove save by Aiden Hill. He'll give it again to Shea Theodore. And the pass over now finds again to Lazar. Good kid on the other side of it as for the Vegas Golden Knights trying to answer that one back. Mitch Marner back behind the net. Trying to find a goal, but he couldn't get there. And it's rebounded by Nikishkin. He'll send it out of the zone. All the way around the net. No icing is on Carolina. As now Theodore will have it over the other way. Keep the pass to Hurdle. Hurdle. Swings! Fire save by Anderson, a glove snapper.
That's a big release spin when you're just spotting that one on. That's where Anderson's going to get really into it. The painful in the look doesn't mean at all.
Miller now flings it over to Martinuk. He'll have the pass. Oh, he's broken that one up by Mark Stone. And rebounded by Noah Hanifin.
That's a miscommunication. The miscues is not going to be easy enough when you start things off. That's the feeling when you need to do for him. Don't get away with that.
Stone now finds it over the fire shot. He scores! Rasmus Anderson has tied the game. Now it's a 1-1 game. You're in the midway mark of the period.
Oh, it's already passed by, and you know that's Rasmus Anderson. That's a screen. Watch what happens here. You spotting that one on, and this is where it comes in. There's nobody there. Nobody gets a screen, and this is where Rasmus Anderson, he didn't get the timing down, and he did. He fired it pretty wild afterward, and the goaltender was not really looking it off. This is the big enforcement that they really turned it over. When Anderson fires someone ricochet on the range, that's a big on the net. They now tied it up.
So now it's a 1-1 game as we are nearing the midway mark of the period with 7-on-1, time on a goal for the Golden Knights. Now to win here for Jack Eichel here, now playing to Rasmus Anderson. Here's Barton up the other way, now playing the pass again to Ehlert. He'll have it over again to Jordan Stahl. Rasmus Anderson takes it back. Stahl races back into the offensive zone. He'll fire that one around the net and rebounded up by Ehlers. Ehlers will give again to Slavin. Slavin shoots. Big save by Aiden Hill. And rebounded by the Hurricanes. That's big save afterwards, and you're spotting this one for Aiden Hill.
Biggest goal.
That's greatness.
His first goal of the game. His
Rebound by
48th goal of the
Chatfield.
season.
Chatfield.
Scored by number 4, Rasmus
Swings it back.
Anderson.
Now has it again to Slavin.
Assisted by number
He'll have it
61,
to
Mark Stone.
Keeps moving around.
And by number 49,
Now back to Ehlers.
Ivan Barbashev.
Ehlers looks to
Top of the
Slavin.
goal, 7
Now
minutes,
finds
1
it in.
second.
Here's Aho, the backhander. That
with the
misses
goal,
wide and
assisted by
rebounded
Mark
off by
Stone.
Slavin.
And Ivan
Out of
Barbashev in the
zone,
second
and
period,
rebounded again by
7:01.
Aho. Oh, a spin move! Stop right here. He can ride the effort on Sebastian Aho. Wow. Boy, a nice save, and you're really spotting that one on. That's really a great take. Youngin knows how he scores! That's first swing. He's now given the lead after Aho. Sometimes you just don't make a mess afterward, and this is what happened with Nikolai Ellis. Here's that pass. This is a shot range you got to watch on. When Keandre Miller had his own shot of a goal, that's where it's going to get. This shot speed is going to get right into the racing performance afterward. That's raging for the goal net, ricochets off the pipe, and then when this pass gets right by it, that's where you're going to find that ball. That's right in the range. You got a good look, a keen eye is presented. Hurricanes surpass right with his change, and they are now taking the lead at 2-1 over by Nikolai Ehlers with the assist. And as we're nearing the midway mark, Yuzako the other way. Whoa! Good low by Dorothea. That makes him a miss out of here.
Oh, that is a big smackdown afterward. Hurricanes are never going to like it at all.
Jarvis now finds Sebastian Walker. Pass to Segovin. Tries to look for deflection. That's another stop made by Aiden Hill. Jarvis goes the other way. Now finds it off to Walker. Pass again to Miller. Keeps moving around the Walker. Now finds it Stechiko. In middle, been broken up by Noah Hannafin. Sends a zone to Bowman. Bowman on a pass. That's broken by Miller. Svechnikov the other way. The pass again to Jarvis. Jarvis still finds Svechnikov. Goes right to the middle of the sink. That one has been ripped out, and it's rebounded by the Hurricanes again to Richardson. Hurricanes keep moving the puck. That got straight again to Richardson. Fingers off in a defender and rebound by Svechnikov. He gets to
Assisted by
Jarvis.
number 27,
Cuts in motion.
Nikolai
Can't get an open look.
Ehlers.
Now it's the Golden Knights.
Time
They
to
take
go,
the
9
effort.
minutes,
And now
5
Bowman
seconds.
will have
That's
that pass again
Keandre
to
Miller
Closer.
with the goal, assisted
Closer
by
pass to
Nikolai
Berto.
Ehlers in the second period.
Your line good on the change for
9:05.
Carolina. Berto. Right toward Wayne. Doesn't get right by it. And that one's given by Nikishkin. He'll stop that play. Now finds Taylor Hall. Sends it around that to Blake. Blake with the chance over the effort now finds the Gotchesfair. Gotchesfair to Kikowski. Kikowski, and that one's over the net and rebounded by Nikishkin. Right over to Kikowski. Here's Gotchesfair. Backhander. Stopped by Aiden Hill. Gives it off to Bowman. Gives it back to Eichel. Eichel. Chance at a fire shot. Big pass stopped by Anderson.
Well, Anderson's making a great use of his skill. This pat stop is going to get right into the range.
It's big over now, back again to Theodore. As we pass the 7-minute mark in the second period, here's Dorothea, fires it. Never saved by Jakob on Anderson. Stone with the punt. Back to Eichel. Eichel shot, save made by Anderson. It's rebounded by Dorothea. Puck escapes his own. Back to Shea Theodore. Here's the come on attack for Shea Theodore. Shot saved by Anderson. Great stuff here, and you'll have to swing in a cover with under 6 minutes remaining.
Now I got to look at it again for Keegan Colzer. This is right in the range. That's a big smack. Right onto Sebastian Aho, and his helmet comes off. He's a little bit of, having a little bit of hard time. He's feeling a little dizziness. I mean, I think that's what the players are really watching in for. That's a big hit.
A lot of time left to be played in this period. Rasmus Anderson is trying to look for 2 goals to get a tie game. And now here's Lazan. Oh, I think that was a block or deflection. But I think that might have been a deflect off, and that could be a block shot.
I think that's so. I think you could be right there, LJ. That is a block shot. When that stick was really racing it in there, that was from Jeremy Lazan. That's really going to go the other way. That is a great blocking on a defender.
Martin at the other way for Carolina, and he stops that one in puck. Looks at Ehlers. Here's the cut, racing and bounding. The save made by Aiden Hill. Now has it over again. Now find a Walker. Walker passes down for young to Keandre Miller. Walker looks to Eller. Eller gets slapped up, and it's rebounded by Lazard. Vegas back in the offense zone. That's given by Martinick. Martinick now finds it over to Walker. Walker now finds the Stahl. Stahl with the shot. Blocker save made by Hill and rebounded by Smith. Now finds again to Martinick. 4 minutes remaining in the second period. Tries to get it out, and the crutch is blocked down by Carolina. Pass to Walker. He looks over to Sebastian Alco. He's back on ice. Gives to Svechnikov. Rebounded by Seth Jarvis. And he has it back to Godisfair. Keeping time and control with Seth Jarvis and their teammates. And now here's Alco. The back again to Jarvis. Keeps playing around to Godisfair. To Jarvis. Here's Svechnikov. Fires. That blocker save made by Aiden Hill. Rebounded over now to Godisfair to Jarvis. Godisfair finds the Nikishkin. Nikishkin lost that puck, and it's now a find to Holtz. Golden Knights are back in the offense. Playing position, trying to look for a tie game. Holtz shot. Big blocking on the pad save by Anderson. What a big stop. No big range to shut down here. That really makes a nice stoppage effort. Hill's going to take some cover, some timing effort, with only 2:23 remaining in second. And now they're ready for the face-off. To recap this game here, as we were talking about the last couple of seasons in Season 1 and Season 2, the last time for the Golden Knights, they have lost against the Chicago Blackhawks, and it wasn't given an nice effort. The same thing with Season 2 against the Arizona Coyotes. What happened is they don't really play it often really well, and they have been messing it up on the jury. This is no chance why that he really stopped it. This big effort is big in the mess on the effort.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing before. When you don't see things about the Golden Knights, they lose their two, but then they won their 2 seasons from in between for the Ottawa Senators and for the Minnesota Wilds. That's really what they were going to try to choose for, because this range on the shot is no better effort.
1 minute
So we have to do
remaining
now
in the
is we
period.
need to keep things moving in to get a groove on.
Under a minute remaining in the second period, as now Slavin now has it to Chatfield, and here comes Sikowski back on ice. On his chance way, spins around. Looks back to Miller. Miller's shot. To Hall's shot. Oh, what a stop made by Hill. Walker shoots. Doesn't get by it. It's Martin with the rebound. 10 seconds remaining for the Vegas Golden Knights. A chance to tie the game. That one is given up. And Kakienemy unable to clear it, and Miller clears it out, and that will take us to the end of the second period.
And
It's
that's
a
it for the
2-1
second
lead.
period. Your
Once the
score,
tie
Carolina
comes in, it
Hurricanes
comes
2,
to a lead by
and Vegas
Keandre
Golden
Miller.
Knights 1.
We'll be back with the third period when we return in Louisville Center. 2-1. After 2 periods down, 1 more period to go. Stay tuned for the third. Hey folks, welcome to the second intermission. As we completed 2 periods down, here's the standings of how they have done. It was only 25 over 24 total shots on goal for Vegas Golden Knights, and both teams have a 19 hits on attack, 11-12 over 226 for Carolina, 91 over 79 percentage here in the game for Carolina, and it was only 9 face-off wins over 7 face-off wins for Vegas Golden Knights. No big chance effort here after the tying games for Rasmus Anderson. Then the leadoff change was turned to be the other way as for Keandre Miller scores to take the break chain of the lead. Now I will send it over to Terry Crews about the second intermission to start with the Vegas Golden Knights. How do you think that the Vegas Golden Knights do in the opportunity? Well, I've been watching it carefully, and what happens with Carolina, they really are smacking them down. Golden Knights are really pushing their effort. They're doing a lot of limits to the speed. The big take is they're really keeping on for the muscle. No stopping on the pressure. That's where it's going to get right into the range to try to keep out of the way. And I'm really sure enough now, they're just going to have to find a way to get that one tied up. All right, let's head over to you, Senate Beast, about the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes have really been one of the effort. They really push their limits. They really are starting to show things off. Not bad at all. But I was really sure enough that they really kept on from playing it backwards and inwards. Inwards, forwards, and backwards. That's been playing a legit.
And most likely for Keandre Miller, he's really like keeping up on the leading score. So let's hope that they try to keep this thing alive. We'll hear some of our coaches' feedback to help them with the new line group change. I guess so. So maybe we'll see what Carolina will do. They haven't won last season, so will this be it? Let's hope so. Now sitting back by, as for Carolina Hurricanes, we'll have to see what happens with the comeback range after the last season loss against the Nashville Predators. LJ will have more info right during the game time. Post-game show will be underway shortly. Stick around.
It all comes down to the third period. Both teams set for face-off. This has been an absolute blast here in Raleigh, North Carolina. After a leadoff, it all comes down to this. Will Carolina tie the game, or will Carolina win it all? You'll find out and wait and see what happens. All right, Chris, this is definitely the closest on the game. What do you like it so far?
I'm pretty sure I'm liking this on a great effort for Frederick Anderson and for Aiden Hill. Both goaltenders are playing very nicely. Big range is a comeback on the story, so I'm probably sure enough, I'm really dying to see how they can handle it. This is much big effort to try to keep things on. Now, what I say about Frederick Anderson, this is a great saving on the reviews. No stoppage in the gameplay. That's where you need to be seeing things about Frederick Anderson. He's been playing so well. The eye on the key in the game, he really kept it on going forward. That's a big storm blocker, and you have to be saving that before. Seeing is believing.
Hurricanes and the Golden Knights are always in, ready for the center gliding for the face-off. And now the win for Sebastian Aho as Jacob Slavin takes the puck in. Back in behind the net, now finds the over to Svechnikov, and another big hit here in a Hurricane territory. Outside zone, Chatfield finds it over to Aho. One-time damage, Slavin shot, never saved by Ian Hill. That sniper is out of range, and it's rebounded by Slavin. Seth Jarvis now finds it off to Chatfield. Chatfield, shots blocked, rebound by Slavin. And he can't get there, rebounded by Shane Fedor. He'll send a pass over, now finds the Barbashev. Barbashev pass to Stone, and now here goes over to Fedor. Fedor on the attacking range, back in the open zone. He'll get that one carried out. Flip the zone, Svechnikov again to Aho. Aho pass, now finds play. Oh, a big hit! Puck goes all the way out of the zone, and now will be an icing on Carolina. 17-16 remaining in the third period. They're still dying hard to try to get that tying game.
I gotta watch out Jeremy Lazan, and that is another hit. That's 2 times in a row. This is for Lentz. When this fixed SmackDown, that's where it comes by.
Carolina seizing an opportunity to try to keep that crashing out of play to get that back in the zone. Sebastian Aho wins the faceoff. Now Chatfield will have his own chance. Sent pass to Blake. Blake stops and freezes. Now firing to Aho. Aho pass. Spins around. Now finds the next Kishkin. Now finds it over to Blake. Blake sends a pass to Slavin. Slavin pass to Blake. Now it's to Kishkin. Shoots on it again. Save by Hill. Now it's Smith the other way. By the Golden Knights on the attack. Now finds Fedor. He looks it over to the Kishkin. Now he will set to Slavin. Slavin watching behind the back. Now finds it over to Taylor Hall. Hall pass to Aho. Here's Aho on the shot. Saved by Hill. Denies the opportunity from 2 times in a row, and he will stop that play to get ready for an next puck zone. A lot of things to say about Shane Gottesfair. He seems to send it, and with a great tape-to-tape zones, I think this is a great way for Gottesfair to see that big opportunity for this an offense zone. What do you think?
I think so. I would love to see how Shane Gottesfair can have that time on the range. This attack might come in fruition.
Nikishkin with the puck. That one is burned out, and Gofield with the rebound. Right near the net. Can't get by it. Trying to get over in front of Anderson. Makes it stop. And Nikishkin the other way. Now finds it over to Taylor Hall. Now finds it over to Blake the other way. Dips it around the net, and Taylor Hall with the rebounding puck. Past 15 minutes in the third period, and it gets to Gottesfair. Finds Walker. Gives another one to Stahl. Stahl now finds Gottesfair. Gottesfair. Hall. Shot. Stop it. Good. Under 15 minutes remaining in the third period, Carolina, for the one chance on demotion, a 2-1 lead. Jordan Stahl wins the faceoff. He now finds to Walker. Walker passes to Martin. Martin looks to Miller. DeAndre Miller to Martin. Now finds to Walker. Walker backhander stop by Hill. Makes a gliding save with there's only 14:21 remaining in the third period.
And that's really where they're going to get a time on this attack. That's nowhere to be finding out with a clear motion. When there's no change off the play, you just don't want to get away with that.
Stahl wins the faceoff. Here's another one for Walker. Walker finds a pass to DeAndre Miller. No penalty here for Vegas. And now Bowman will have that swinging motion. That one kicks it back to Hurdle, and now it's given to Stahl. With the changeover, now finds to Walker. He'll send a pass to Ehlers. Ehlers goes back the other way. Offensive zone strategy. That one rushes out and rebounded by DeAndre Miller. Pass it back again to Walker. Looks off to Nicholas Ehlers the other way. Oh, good kick again. That's Anderson with the smackdown.
Oh, he's not going to like this afterward. And that is really going to be a bad motion.
Ehlers trying to stick the puck in the zone, but it is now the no contest zone. Give it back to Anderson. And now Dorfield the other way. Jalen Chatfield got a little stick lift by Dorfield. Pass to Chatfield again to Jakowski. Jakowski now finds it over to Chatfield. Chatfield shot, blocked up, trying to get a rebound. Same way by Aiden Hill. And now rolls it over to DeAndre Miller. Chatfield the other way. Tries to get a new line grouping change. Got the enemy. Now Chatfield will now may have some new forward groups. Needs some help on the offensive zone. And now it's Noah Hannafin. He goes over, now finds to Anderson. Sets a pass to Leninsky. Leninsky shot. Nice save by Frederick Anderson.
That's easy save when you save for Frederick Anderson. That really isn't making a huge save. No stoppage effort when you're really up to it.
Uh-oh, here comes Sebastian Aho. Goes around, stop by Aiden Hill. Oh, he denied a great opportunity afterward. What a save. Stop by Aiden Hill. Oh, man, what a great play and effort. Sebastian Aho could have got a goal to get a 3-1 lead.
Well, I wouldn't say about how Aiden Hill was really up to the pursuit. That's really a nicest to have that one denying effort. That's a big shutdown.
Aho wins the faceoff. The offense over to Chatfield. He eventually again to Slavin. Slavin pass to Aho. Keeps moving around. Now finds to Slavin. Slavin looking over again at Sheshikov on the backhander shot's blocked. Rebound by Jarvis. Kicks the puck over. Now finds to Chatfield. Chatfield losing balance. Now finds to Slavin. Back in zone. Slavin got carried away. Now Barbashev will have it. Pass the midway mark in the third period of the game. Barbashev looking for a tying chance game. Chatfield stops one. On the shot, stopped by Anderson. Keeps the zone. That's going to be another icing on Carolina. During the 9:30 mark in the third period, they're ready to get on to the attack. Now let's say something over about the Carolina Hurricanes. The last couple seasons we're talking about it as for 2 seasons ago, it was a big win as they really couldn't get that finishing off for first 2 seasons. Season 1, they beat the Anaheim Ducks with a 5-4 winning score. There wasn't a big chance afterward here. And then the next one occurred. It was against the Detroit Red Wings as they're already away at Detroit. And they already had won in overtime debating against Talbot. That team was nowhere to be used by Husso, and you really have to believe that is a big chain effort. And then, just a couple of seasons ago, we talked about it from the loss in between the range of the New York Rangers and the Nashville Predators. This showdown was no better match.
I really would have to say what they need to do for is they have to keep playing this on its for real. Perhaps the strong and crucial play in the effort was the Carolina Hurricanes. They've been smashed down. There's no way to be having a big range in to have that face-off attack. That's really what causes what to go badward, and they weren't sure how that one was going to really race out. That's really the hardest undeception they would ever been coming for. This true game is nowhere to believe.
Stankoven now finds over to Jackson Blake. Passes over now finally Stankoven. Nikishkin shot, doesn't get through, and Lazan. Good stop made by Stankoven. Now Nikishkin now finds the Gadish there, and now he'll make a new group change for Carolina. Now back on ice, as Dorfiev. Try to watch him play. Get a little smackdown range. That misses the target on the hit on attack. Here's Smith. Over right to the middle. What a stop by Anderson. A one-timing effort, almost lost that one, and he could have tied it up. Oh, what a stop by Anderson. I love this effort. This crowd energy is really on nuts. What amazing save he's making it for. Nicola Ellis now finds it over to Stahl. Now has it again to Walker. Walker to pass to Godesfair. And now to pass to Stahl. Stahl chance for Walker. Godesfair a shot. Misses wide. Rebounded by Levinsky. Lazinski the other way for the Carolina to Vegas. Pass. Reinhardt shot. Stopped by Anderson. And it gives to Robinson. The pass now finds to Kakienemy. Kakienemy waits patiently. Stick lifted by Jeremy Lazard. 5:20 remaining in the third period. Dumps it out of the zone, right around the net. And it now gives to Walker. We have approached 5 minutes remaining, presented by Discover. Robinson now finds Bukowski. Trying to go for deflection, that bounces, and it goes right to the net, to the wall, and back to Lozinski. Yes, need to be in a group round of change. They need to do something. Big heavy on attacker. Got one given away here, and it caught by the stick, and it's now Jarvis the other way. Jarvis waits off, tries to move around. Oh, get away around by Eichel that fast. On a pass shot, stopped by Aiden Hill. Has nowhere to find it, but he finally holds this puck here with only 4:07 remaining. And Sanderson is really giving that element away in there. That's one timer. That's a great close call when you are spotting it that one on. This is really what you're expecting to see the saving in this period. When Anderson really has it off, that's great. Because that really gives a huge stoppage to keep that one out of the zone without scoring. Lots of time left to be played in this period. Golden Knights still trying to look for the effort to get that goal to tie it up. Chatfield shots blocked and rebounded by Jarvis. Colzer now again to Bowman, and the Golden Knights on the attack. Pass to Colzer shot, another blocking made here on the effort. And now it's Colzer shot, big save by Frederick Anderson. I'll go again to Svechnikov. That's really what happens to Anderson. That is a huge save. You have to believe it to keep that after out. Svechnikov, and that puck will carry it out of the zone. And rebound by Slavin to Chatfield with just in the final 3 minutes. Chatfield again. Tries to get to Slavin. Now it's to Stegelman. Stegelman trying to watch the timing. That has been redirected. Now as the Golden Knights will have the opportunity on the attack. Here comes Colzer. Colzer on the attack. Shot glove. Snatched by Anderson. Nice stop made by Anderson as he holds things up with only 2:23 remaining. Who had a better player of the night? I will now send it over the other way for the best player of the game.
Well, folks, I was really noticing that Frederick Anderson is one of the neat saves in this game. I've really been showing enough, and that was a nicest and a great opportunity. One-timer attackers for the head coach really made it look possible. This is one of the best range for Frederick Anderson to have his own line. This key range is a better victory for tonight. Let's hope that they keeps it strong. Best goaltender for the fans. The team.
Slavin. With the move around backhander, it's redirected, and now Stankoven will have it apiece. It's given by Barbashev. Blake back the offensive zone, and now we're down to a final minute in the third period. Off the zone, goaltender heading to the bench.
1 minute
Slavin gets
remaining
it
in the
out.
period.
Chatfield will now have it over. The pass now finds it out. Anderson will now give it over. Here comes Barbashev. The whistle in between. Stopped by Anderson, but he rebounds in the net, and he scores. We are now tied in just under a minute. It's Ivan Barbashev.
Oh boy, this is where it happens that the Carolina Hurricanes could have had to win it. And this is the big range. What happens to Anderson? He got it put back. This rebound is really going to be a heavy mess. That really is definitely going to be out of the way. Wow. I was not showing enough how Anderson was really keeping it. That puck was sent over to the net and had that goal. That is one of the tightest games effort.
As you can see, the fans are now in silence with just under a minute remaining. 19-11 is the time of the goal for Ivan Barbashev. He now finds it over to Walker and finds a pass to Martin. Martin with the chance in. That was lost the effort.
Beckett's goal.
Fedor
His first
will fire
goal of
that
the
one
game,
around
his
net.
28th goal
Now
of the
here's
season.
another set
Scored
here
by
for
number
Smith.
49, Ivan
Smith chance
Barbashev.
to Dorfia.
Busted by number
Dorfiev lost
3,
that one.
Rasmus
And that's
Anderson.
given back to
12
Stahl.
to go, 19 minutes, 11 seconds in the
Stahl.
third. That's Ivan
Nowhere to
Barbashev with the
find.
goal, assisted
Warner.
by Rasmus
Smith
Anderson
shoots,
in the third
fires, block
period
save
at
made by
19-11.
Anderson. Last chance here for the Canes. Trying to get motion. That one gives it a redirection toward by Lazan. And now the rebound gives it over to Dorfia. Final seconds. Good stop by Walker. DeAndre Miller. Trying to look for the lead. Here's a set to Svechnikov. Can't find it. Jarvis kicks it. And he will get around the net. And that will end us to a regulation period as we head
That
on
will
to
end
overtime.
the regulation
So
period.
with that,
Your score is
it was
tied.
the
Hurricane
ending,
2,
but
Golden
not
Knights
this
2.
time. Barbashev with the tip back in to score zone. Overtime is coming up next after the break. Alright folks, let's have a look at the total statistics of the scores in regulation periods between the Canes and the Knights. As big scoring games had an opportunity, it was never been a closest range here. Nothing to give the power play efforts between both teams, but this time it's been awaiting for so long of a periods as we are spotting it on to find out who will take the net in first to have the goal. What's your take here, Terry Crews, and how did they play? Well, they played really well, and I have to believe that this might be it. The ending of this game might go over to Carolina, and for Vegas Golden Knights, they've won last season for the regulation against the Minnesota Wilds. They were not sure how they were going to able to try to pursue it. I'm pretty sure that they're going to get off to a great start, and maybe, let's hope for a chance, goes in. I think Carolina might be the great take of mine, so I think this is going to be a 50-50 chance between the both teams, and we'll find out what cups on coming. So I bet that this might be what we're looking for. I guess so. I think this is going to be it. So it's anybody's game. So let's hope it's for the better. And now sending back to Raleigh, North Carolina, where overtime starts now. Right to LJ. Let's see who takes the next goal to win. Be back with you soon after this OT. OT is where it comes down to this in Raleigh, North Carolina. And here we go. OT is about to begin in Raleigh, North Carolina. Next team scores, wins. Now he's ready to get things off, and here's now Jarvis, and he'll now have it over the other way as we pass the 4:30 mark, 30 seconds of the start of OT. Sebastian Aho will wait things down in the zone. He'll skate out of the crease, and will now make a new change off to Seth Jarvis. He'll now make a new line grouping change, now finds it over to Walker. Walker slips in motion, fades a shot, now finds it over to Jarvis. Jarvis now finds to Walker. Walker, here's Jarvis' shot, that gets blocked up and it's off of Eichel. Now finds to Mitch Marner. The pass over to Eichel. Oh, here he comes on the on-man run, saved by Anderson. That one is a big stoppage on the first OT save of the day. Well, that's a big carry-on for Frederick Anderson. He really has that one with the first taking of the save. He's really up to it. Pass to Gundisfair. Now back in over again to Sebastian Aho. He finds the pass to Gundisfair. Will read the zone. Coming down to the end of the period in OT. And he'll have it out, and that will end up in icing to stop the play with only 2:41 remaining. When I say about Barbashev, and this is where that hits, was really going to get that one amazing fruit. This shot range was really close. That was almost going to be another great goal on the opportunity. But great denying effort, that's going to really change it over. And this is the last part of a goal. He made that one with the hugest to have that tying opportunity. Still trying to look for a goal for Ivan Barbashev. It's still a tie game. A lot of big face-offs coming into the attack. Golden Knights wins the face-off. That one's carried up by Gostisfair, and then finds to Seth Jarvis. Jarvis, he wants to look for Sebastian Ago for the shot. Oh, he tipped it out, and now it's rebounded by Hurdle. And a good line of Hurricanes are on the attack. Here comes Thorpe, shot blocked by another one of guys there. Now finds it to Ago. Ago trying to fight in, and he rolls that one out of the zone. Tries to make a new line group change, and now Jarvis will have some new grouping changes as Sebastian Ago comes off the ice, and now rebounded up by Vegas. Here's Svechnikov, he will have it over, just down to a final minute OT. Here's a puck takeaway change,
remaining in OT.
He looks to Hurdle. Hurdle giving that one over. Just under a minute in OT. Flings it out. Rebounded by Svechnikov. Svechnikov trying to look for an answer in. He will now try to give it over. It's a 2-on-1 battle. Almost made it in. Here's Svechnikov. A big break attacking is not going to get in. And it's rebounded by the Slavin. He need to get things clean. You got to make sure you're really up to it. Hall. Fires. Scores. That's the end of the game. The Hurricanes battling with no team in Raleigh. Crowd fans rise. Hurricanes win in OT.
And that's the end of the game. Your final OT score.
I won't have to tell you about this one for Taylor Hall. He really
3.
had looking over.
And the
this is where the
Vegas
scream
Golden
was going to come
2.
in. That's right, into the alley. A great shot on goal.
Like you said before, Taylor Hall is where that finishing snipe is, and that's really another great goal range. That OT is going to make that one.
His
Oh,
246
it wasn't
goal
easy.
season scored OT. Number 71, Taylor.
And now they are making its way in for the celebration of the Stormers. That is where we take things off.
Jacob Slavin.
A big night here on OT.
And by
Time to
number
go home.
47,
Wilson Sets going to wrap it up here, fellas.
Svechnikov.
I'm with your crew.
Time of the overtime goal.
What a night
4
in
minutes,
Raleigh,
41
North Carolina.
seconds.
Your final score, Hurricanes win in the OT 3-2. Along with Balloon and Chris, I'm LJ. You've been watching the gameplay of the NHL 22 on EA Sports. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody. Alright, folks, thank you so much. Time for 3-star players of the game. Ivan Barbashev with the goal and assist in 4 hits made it obsolete. Ben with the 2nd-star player of the game with that one range with a tying effort. Then it goes the other way with a hugest save of the night. And for the other way it goes is Frederick Anderson. 36 saves in the game. He made that one a stop out to have that storm out. And your 1st-star player of the game winning in OT, Taylor Hall, with 2 goals and 2 hits. And here's the total statistics. The other way to finalize is where it all be as. 38 over 36 shots on goal. And it was 34 over 26 hits for Vegas Golden Knights. 1757 for Carolina over 338. Then 88 over 81 passing effectiveness for Carolina. And it was the face-off win 18 over 12. With that being said, no power plays, no problem. Well, that, folks, there you're going to have it. And that's where it comes to the end for the 3rd game. I hope you enjoyed with us. And stay tuned for game number 4 as Vancouver faces against the Blues at St. Louis at Enterprise Center. My next commentary partners will be Willie, along with Ballpoint Pen, and the center ice will be Silver Spoon. With that being said, thanks for watching. So long for as a while as the NHL 26 gameplay on EA Sports Style. This is Terry Crews and Son of Beast signing out. Good night, everybody.
If you don't, somebody will.